An Etobicoke father is upset with proposed changes to boundaries at the Catholic District School Board. He says it will force his two youngest children to go to an underperforming school. The board is meeting tonight to discuss the possible changes. Chris Glover joins us now with more on this exclusive story. And Chris, this father says he knows why this is happening.
Yeah, he says he thinks it's because of the fact that his high school, where his kids have traditionally gone, have accepted international students for a price. But the school board says that has nothing to do with it.
So it's about twice the distance of our local school, and it's not even in Etobicoke.
Etobicoke father Mark De Domenico is furious with proposed changes that would have his two youngest kids not follow their older siblings to a Catholic high school one bus ride away. Instead, because that traditional school is full, 3 buses headed for a school in North York.
To an unfamiliar area, for a grade 9 student, that's very, very intimidating. And to schools that aren't, we don't think, academically at the same level.
The board says the boundary shifts are proposed only to deal with some at-capacity schools, and nothing will change for at least a year. Still, De Domenico blames the 327 international students enrolled this year alone at the 3 schools in his area, with a tuition of $14,000 each.
The board, because of its financial mismanagement, is now in the position of selling spots to international students, and those spots are taken away from us, local residents.
The board insists no local student has lost their grade 9 entry to a foreign student.
These international students are only placed in schools where there is room from grade 10 to 12. And for the most part, they are taking academic programs where there are vacant spaces.
But in a board report, staff project 35 international students in grade 9 next year at the school De Domenico has traditionally sent his kids. The board says those foreign students must have attended the elementary feeder schools.
There are circumstances, if there's room available, that we may consider students for grade 9.
I don't buy it at all.
De Domenico says he's now considering the public high school near his home.
We have absolutely no connection with a school that they seemingly have taken a dart and thrown it at a board and said, oh, this one doesn't have anybody in it. Let's send all those people there. And so it will make the Catholic board irrelevant. And we consider that probably the biggest tragedy of all.
And again, the school board says no decision has been made on any of the proposed boundary changes. Final decision would be made by the Board of Trustees. And as for families where elementary students have older siblings in a high school in grade 9, 10, or 11, the younger child would be grandfathered into that school, though, Dwight, that would not help the family that we spoke to because their older siblings have already graduated.
Yeah, and back to the international students paying to take school here. This happens in other boards as well, correct?
That's right. We took a look at what happens with the Toronto District School Board, for example. More than 1,900 international students are paying to take school here at the same price of about $14,000 a student. It adds up to about $19 million for the Catholic Board and about $26 million for the Toronto District School Board for just this year alone, Dwight.
Yeah, I mean, they need the cash, but you also don't want to displace your local kids. All right, thank you, Chris.